happened before where they only take my like dollar store sunglasses, and I'm like, I have these charging cables that probably cost me like
You know
20
that
plus
my dad
dollars.
used to leave his car unlocked in front of my house all the time, and my dad had prescription sunglasses. But my dad had like the most random sunglasses store, and they can't do anything with them.
Because you can't wear them, they just fuck up your eyes. Yeah, well that's what I mean. I'm like, you would have made more money
So this guy sitting in the stern right now, he's sitting there fishing probably or something. And, I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, man, does he ever have it made out there, right? He's probably a gizmo guy, likes, doing stuff like that. He's probably really good at it. And he can dock out, he can set anchor there free. He's got the solar panels. Actually, I think it's a girl. I mean, how lucky can you get, right? So I had to try to make myself feel better somehow. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, buddy, it's hard for him to get exercise, right? I look a little closer at him. What's he doing? He's fixing his bicycle. Oh my God. I mean, wow. It'd be too cold, right? Like, you don't really want to live there, I don't think. I would. In the summer, sure, but not in the winter. But, wow, it's incredible. And he can just pick up and take off anytime he wants, I guess. That's unbelievable. I mean, it's a hassle. What are you going to do with the sewage? And I think actually they can just take it to sail out and dump it. I don't think that's illegal, believe it or not. Sorry, I'm not holding this thing very well. Yeah, I mean, there's just no question that this is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It's because, it's so nonchalantly gorgeous just because where it is the first thing. And then we didn't screw it up too badly with these things. They're kind of interesting sometimes. But I wonder how much conversation there was actually about, having a color scheme, because we've definitely chosen one. It's this really faded forest green, which is a great color. I mean, good forest green. I think most people can appreciate what I'm saying. Like a real green, like a fir tree green, can look so fantastic. And this one's really faded, which is good, I think. And then there's the gray. And then on top of that's a sort of a faded beige that has a little bit of green in it, actually. But they're not great buildings. They're really quite angular, and they're just ugly. Like, it's quite amazing. I mean, it's not a great big piece of ugly, so, And I'm not quite as attached to the view of the North Shore from downtown as I used to be. I mean, it's still fantastic, You're on Main Street, you look straight up at Grouse Mountain. That's a fantastic view. Zoom in here a bit.
Instead of going ahead.
Sure, a lot of women in pain.
Yeah, well,
People, this culture war thing is, at some point you have to have a negotiated sort of a settlement. Not that there would ever be with this. It's impossible. You know what I mean? I mean, there has to be some peace negotiation. Really, there does need to be one. The other day I was thinking about, you'd have an opportunity to speak with a lot of really disturbed people if you want to. And in a way, it's pretty impossible to avoid because, at least in politics, my whole thing is politics. I'm all about politics, in a sense. Because it's such a dangerous time for our country. Because you have people that basically insult the concept. insult the physical institution. They lie, they censor, they antagonize, they commit slander, attempt to remove parents' right to determine what's taught in their school. And what's being taught in the school is sometimes so pornographic that they won't let anybody read it in the school board meeting. They teach it in this class, but they don't teach it. You can't talk about it. I mean, it's gross. There's been thousands of examples of this now. They're so depraved, it's almost beyond belief. And this latest measure to what they did with China is, I think I've told this story a few times, but I had an opportunity to talk with kind of a big shot Liberal MP, and it was a kind of a party, so I didn't have much time, so I had to think of something. Wanted to think of something, obviously, and I think I nailed it. Sorry.
Right here.
The narcissism of it all
He's eating a crab. You see him?
is difficult to take, but I think I nailed it. Because what I said to him is that it's really difficult for me to imagine, or for anyone I would imagine, it would be difficult to imagine that how the founding fathers would respond to what's happening recently with on the China file. They're complicit in that. They're complicit in, they call it an illegal election interference. It's called illegal, so they committed a crime, and the Liberals benefited from it and conspired in it. And they're so also guilty of some sort of a crime, surely. Ooh, wow, that's what. I didn't know that was so difficult. Zoom out a bit here.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Did I run into you? Uh-oh. That was a funny experience. Did you steal anything? Yeah, so some guy just ran into me, but he stopped right before he grabbed me. I guess maybe I probably wandered in his way. Yeah, I mean, just the enormity of it. I don't think it's settled in. Like, it kind of hasn't settled in with me. And I watch this stuff like constantly. I'm watching now they're on to 24 hours of filibustering over getting Katie Telford to come in and testify when all the other parties are in agreement. You know, that's really looking bad for them. They're creating their own history, and it doesn't look good. They've been caught. So how do they figure it? It looks worse for them. But it gives them time to prepare. So how do you... I think they're making a mistake. Depends on how they can... what sort of a defense they can rally. How many documents they can get rid of. How much bribery they have to get involved in. It's a new expense. I mean, this is literally, right? I'm not saying that it did happen, the bribery and all that. I'm saying that there's a good likelihood that it will. And the people will probably get bribed with our tax dollars.
Not in time.
Right? So, like, just the enormity of this thing and the challenge now of getting along with China after we've done this. Like, how do we approach it with them? And I'm sure that it needs to be cool, calm, and collected. Is a very good idea. We don't want people, politicians yelling their heads off or playing John Wayne, and they will, right? There's a lot of guys in Canada that would just love to ball these guys out, right? Obviously. It's a really vile crime that they committed right in front of everybody, just blatantly, like the insult of it. is just out of this world. And so now we have an opportunity to respond to it. And the wise thing to do would be to just keep it simple, keep it on the truth, substantiate that truth in as many ways as possible. Present it in a straightforward way. Consistently without getting boring. That's the difficult part, isn't it? But we don't want to get screamy and angry and yell at them, because we're going to suffer from this anyway, right? We're going to be punished for this. Now we'll be punished. They sent us the virus, called racist for wanting to suspend flights from China, even though Theresa Tam said that's the way it would come. She predicted a crisis like this, and she said that it would come by plane from Asia. So that's what she predicted. And then when it came down to it, we wanted to keep the virus out. She called us racist for it. It's a study in insanity. Really, that's what it is. It's a study in insanity. It's been that way for a long time. So the other thing that I don't think that I haven't heard anybody talk about anyway, is what this is. It's not an opportunity to denounce them, because they've denounced themselves. That's not true. They didn't say, oh my God, what horrible people they are. They didn't denounce themselves, but we didn't have to do much work. I mean, just look at the stuff that they did. Look at the people that they let out on bail, quite often under the Gladue principle. Look at the people that got hurt from that. That'd be an idea, wouldn't it? Look at the people that hurt. And they gave a $140 million contract to a company that supercharged fentanyl sales. And that company was involved in a lot of really schemy things, really awful things. And then nobody could find the work that they did. How much worse would it have to get? Oh my God. I've wandered off onto the bicycle trail. Vancouverites, I think, are pretty big on following the rules. Okay, I'm running out of battery. So I hope that was interesting.